Y muy buenas a todos, soy Diplash, bienvenidos a vuestro nuevo canal de gameplay. Este gameplay vais a poder disfrutar de lunes a viernes con un episodio diario, que va a ser comentado en riguroso directo por mí. Y ahora poneos cómodos que vamos a empezar. Bueno, he recibido cositas. A ver, esto es el pase de batalla. Bueno, vamos a continuar con la historia. Bueno, mira, ya que estamos aquí, ahora acabo de ver lo de rango de aventura, vamos a cogerlo. Este fin de semana he estado subiendo niveles. Bueno, subí al 36 al 37 y subí al nivel de mundo 4. Que había que hacer un dominio para subir al nivel de mundo 4, aparte del rango de aventura 35. Y nada, aquí estamos, esas son las misiones diarias. Ya he puesto la misión principal de la historia y hay que ir aquí. Vale. Y ahora vamos a continuar con la historia. La verdad es que es un juegazo. Y la historia, la verdad es que habrá gente que no lo esté viendo por, no sé, por avanzar más rápido o cosas así que estoy viendo, pero la verdad es que la historia está muy, pero que muy bien. Lo único que no me está molando es el hecho de que ya se me esté terminando la historia hasta ahora.
You're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. However, both sides were quite obstinate.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge that
surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because...
And what now? How is it that the Fatui...
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently...
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that... Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see though, he must be waiting for the moment when no... Where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Vale. Vamos a mirar por aquí. Hostia. Vale, pues aquí y salto. Y salto desde aquí. Debería ir a una zona. Debo cruzar a una zona alta, esa de ahí. Vale. parece que está Diplash, así que... Vale. A ver, coge esta mina. Ah, bueno, tampoco está alta. Vale. Vale. Nivel del equipo recomendado 30. Si creo que paso.
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancy? This is where all of Tabatsumora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few more go... Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a... Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon, quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you all...
Huh? Who's
there? If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my... She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing. And there's nothing you can... The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. Either way, we now come to my favorite, the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble.
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running toward... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her... But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to... Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's... This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now.
Espérate, si me da igual que me dé,
Don't you
que me hagan a mí lo de daño. ¿Dónde estás? Coño, no te veía. ¿Verdad?
You've made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough.
Oh, me ha marcado.
Now, show me what you can do against the might of a harbinger.
Boba, get them! Eat this!
Submit for judgment. Swift and versatile.
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
You've got some skills.
Ready, steady, go! I'll protect us!
Forth, my blade.
Something else catch your eye?
Pero si ya... Eso.
I'll crush you.
Si ya el viaje cambia de forma. ¿Uy? Oh, qué cojones. ¿Uy? ¿Por qué no has cambiado? ¿Uy?
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! Yeah! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you?
Hostia, me acabo de apuntar una cosa. Ponía nivel 59.
Did you leak the information regarding
Y el nivel 59. O sea, el nivel 30 que ponía en el S, eso cuando he entrado, nada. Ponen siempre detrás.
Forth, my blade. But how? From whence you came?
Ponte detrás. ¿Pero por qué? Ponte detrás. Joder, macho. ¿Ven aquí? No puedes venir aquí.
Die.
Hostia, aquí. Estás a salvo. Hola.
Nice and spicy. Water.
one with my blade.
A ver, vamos a usar una comida. Esto. Y creo que le queda una mierda de vida, o sea.
Die here.
Fourth, my blade.
El pote de la... Siempre termina poniéndose delante. Nada. Ese es.
Let dead go, rubber, go!
Very blade. A touch of fourth, my blade.
Ahora sí. Ponía nivel 30, pensaba que iba a ser más fácil. Al nivel 59 que ha salido.
Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too... And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Señora's initial assessment. You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eye, but if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have... This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make...
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a divert...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also... As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest work. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers. Children...
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geor Archon in the Archon War, and who has, if such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researched.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geor Archon to show its hand, but you as well. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? starting over just as we came out of the Golden House. We really... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vort...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now. And you...
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you... Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an... Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like... So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? But all of you are supposed to be the Guardians of Lilith.
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we... So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle... Yep.
Manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too.
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia.
Hola. ¿Dónde estás?
Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes
Esto
to
para mí.
witness.
No hay más. Aquí.
And touch of frost.
Nice and spicy. Oz, reveal by...
Ahí está, dejad la cosa. Allá.
Swift and merciful.
Que no le pegues. ¿Dónde está?
Nice and spicy. Oz, reveal by...
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with
Mira,
it.
está ahí la indilla.
Be careful not to get hit.
Me comió. A ver.
The Fatui!
Vale.
Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Submit for judgment.
mierda
to
es
say
esta?
we can't hold them, children? The scourge of evil remains.
Encima te parece que los está curando.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is dental energy.
Va a curarlos a todos, va.
It's like the time in Julian Karst. Whoa, it's a Madam Pink shockwave. This granny's really strong.
Toma, hombre, vete a la mierda. Vamos a ver.
By royal decree.
Swift and merciful.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil.
Este es el que da por
Cast
saco.
your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
No para de congelarme, cabrón.
This is what Gany's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness.
A ver,
Take my
esto.
power and run as I do.
A ver, ¿dónde sale?
Too fast.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at
Okay.
once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
I guess this is it.
Race you.
Joder, qué rápido han salido ahora.
By royal decree.
Forth, my blade.
Sali.
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
A ver, tope.
Submit for judgment.
Eat this. By royal decree.
A ver,
The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Over here. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Let's cancel it. The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working. We just
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to... The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here... Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloudred. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become... It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here to...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of...
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing... I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which... But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds, and the Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander.
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, As Sergeant of the Millelith, I have come to extend my thanks to the... I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our fort... Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us, but...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks, and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is, although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our one fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but what if a child wanted to unleash the god, so he could... But we were able to handle the overlord of the vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that... Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Pues vaya, con Tartaglia. Me ponía nivel 30 y ya salió nivel 59. Me confío y me ha muerto Chanli. En esa
Is there
pelea.
anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng funeral...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems...
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatu? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatu yet? We had better go and make sure that everything is...
Y bueno, después de la pelea, la cinemática ha sido impresionante. Es una lástima que Liyue se termine y que no haya otra ciudad ni pues se pueda seguir la historia. Ya solo queden misiones secundarias y cosas así. Porque después de eso la verdad es que me he quedado con ganas de más. A ver, ¿dónde está esto? Banco. Ah, claro, el banco está aquí arriba.
Finally, a seat with a view.
El banco está aquí. Ahí, en este.
And with that,
Aquí.
the fate of the Wuhua.
Que hay veces que me pierdo.
What should I put in my letter?
Aquí. Le he dado a la tía sin querer. Vale, sí, le había dado a hablar a la tía. A la Fatui.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liua was nearly wiped off.
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may... The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So,
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled.
No la tenía este.
Sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Cheap? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract, for it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyra...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that as you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convinced until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers. I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safe...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of it.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, the Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, They exerted the greatest amount of and hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Senora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liu in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist, I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liu as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by...
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning this... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liu. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as...
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an...
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has...
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Paimon can't... So Zhongli...
One of the
Vale, por aquí no hay nada. ¿Estará en el banco el cofre ese de los 200.000? No.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Era por aquí. Sí, era por aquí. Ahora por aquí.
Well, since we're going through with... So Rex Lapis is... Oh, come on. There's only one real possibility in my mind. The Fatui. They certainly are very suspicious. Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights...
You know that guy.
Yes. And to think that this happened right on the heels of the
Say, Do you think the person who assassinated our...
Now that you mention it, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there look...
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too, gods and adepti live glorious lives. But both light and rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial height. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi sings announce. So that's how there's something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Chi sing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his nose? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting. Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching.
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heaven.
3,700 years of
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. The long, unending dream of our Archon. Now that we have awoken from our dream, will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
No, esto, no. No, voy a hablar con Madame. Y con eso.
Well, that's
Para las
fine.
flores también. Madame.
As for the mortals and adepta,
Este, me parece que le da igual todo. Vale, este no puedo. Totalmente. Así todo.
Rex Lapis. Now perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotion, and here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at right if the two of you can spare the time?
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout.
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also the Archon Morax could never experience life as the... I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. Traveling this, that is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea in the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon, Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will, this is what visions are. Magical folk.
That's how people in Tibet?
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them.
They want to seize visions. But why?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely...
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she is... The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to... Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage, 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these each... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? That was a good one. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so I hinted as much to the adept. How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign... Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for All right then. Was there anything else you wished? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even Kuching is absolutely right in... Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good... Could the original person who brought up the act... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, since Morax is dead, are they also... Isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operation.
This is terrible!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue. Well, I suppose...
Then, did you at least set some private...
Oh, a private fund. It's a...
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know? Well then,
Vale, creo que con esto ya hemos terminado. Sí. Ya hemos terminado la historia de Liyue. Hasta que salga Inazuma no hay más modo historia, chicos. Así que bueno, hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. Si os ha gustado no olvidéis comentar, darle al like, suscribiros y activar la campanita del canal. Y hasta el próximo episodio. ¡Adiós!